We travel to find ourselves, but sometimes when we are alone, something else finds us. Tonight we bring you 3 true stories that prove why going solo can be the scariest journey you ever take. Prepare for the nightmare of the danger of alone. The first tale, a remote cabin chosen for peace after a personal loss, is trapped by a furious storm. Thunder cracked so hard it felt like it would split the roof, and then a sound that shouldn't exist. A desperate knocking at the door. Who could possibly be out here? The victim opened the door to a man soaked, bleeding, and frantic. "My wife," he gasped. "We crashed near the creek." Driven by instinct, the victim grabbed a light and followed him out into the lashing dark night. They found the wreckage, a car in a shallow ditch, and an unconscious woman inside. They carried her back to the cabin, bandaged her wounds, and the man changed into dry clothes. Relief was short-lived. The man's story was inconsistent. His eyes drifted, missing crucial details. He suddenly left the room to rest, leaving the victim alone in a growing sense of profound unease. Later, a hot breath on the face. The victim's eyes snapped open. The wife was standing over the couch. Her eyes were wide and unblinking. "Please, don't scream," she begged, her breath shaking.
"We have to go now, before he wakes up."
"He's not my husband," she whispered. "Call the cops. He has a knife." The phone had no signal. The storm had cut them off. The car keys were in the room with the stalker. With a pounding heart, the victim cracked open the bedroom door. The man was asleep. On the nightstand, the keys gleamed next to a large, silent hunting knife. The floor creaked. The man stirred but mercifully didn't wake. They had to move now. They bolted into the storm, driving blindly until the flickering lights of the police station appeared. The second story takes us high above the tree line, a perfect, isolated campsite for a solo hiker. The fire was crackling, the sky filled with billions of stars. Pure solitude. Around 2:30 a.m., the hiker was woken by voices, slow, deliberate footsteps, and a heavy dragging sound.
He's right outside the tent. I know.
"We should have buried it."
Slowly.
"Shut up. You always take the easy way out." Peeking through a gap, 2 figures, a man and a woman, were dragging a heavy duffel bag toward the cliff edge. One good toss and he's gone. The chilling confirmation. They were dumping a body. The woman looked up suddenly, scanning the trees. "You sure we're alone?" The hiker flinched back into the tent. His heart was hammering so loud he feared they'd hear it. From behind the rock, he watched them heave the bag over the cliff. A wet thud echoed in the valley. The man turned, looking directly at the boulder. "I know you're watching us," he said, calm and casual. The victim bolted, sprinting uphill through the trees, branches scraping his face. Flashlights blinked on behind him, cutting through the dark. The woman's voice screamed, "We have a lot of money. Just talk to us." He tripped, going down hard in the mud, but immediately got up and kept pushing. The dragging sound resumed. The hiker crawled out, seeking cover behind a large, dark boulder. A branch cracked close by. They were circling him, splitting up to cut him off. He felt a hot, sharp sting in his thigh. He rolled into a shallow ditch, pressing himself flat. Heavy, aimless footsteps passed inches above his head. The killers were searching. He waited until they moved on, then crawled out, limping downhill toward the dirt road. The first pale yellow of sunrise touched the sky. His car was a lifeline in the distance. Fumbling with the key, he jammed it into the lock. Then a face slammed against the passenger window. The man didn't yell. He just smiled, a knife gleaming in his hand. Tires spun, gravel flew. He sped away, catching one last look. They were standing together, watching. Our final story. A traveler arrives in a remote, unfamiliar village, staying with a host family. The house was ancient. No mirrors, no clocks, only the heavy scent of decay and strange herbs. The hosts, Milena and Goran, and their pale daughter Anna, all gave smiles that were too wide. That night, the victim woke to hushed, guttural voices, rising and falling like a chant. Peeking through the keyhole, the victim saw them circling Anna, forcing something into her mouth. They stopped, turning toward the door. The victim held their breath until their lungs burned. The next day, the village was empty. Shutters pulled down, no kids playing. In a stuck nightstand drawer, they found a stack of photos of previous travelers. The photos got worse, the faces blurred, washed out, as if painted over with wet paint. The last photo, Milena grinning, her eyes black as pitch, with the words, "She carries us all." That night, the victim dreamt of Anna standing over the bed, her eyes glowing in the dark. Waking up, the victim grabbed the phone camera. The reflection was wrong. Half the face was melted into a second, wrong face. Another eye blinked just above the cheekbone. The chanting came again, louder, pulling the victim toward the sound behind the barn. Torches burned around a stone circle. The villagers watched silent. Anna stood in the center, limp, eyes empty. Milena pointed. "Her youth is strong. She can carry two. Bring her." Goran smeared ash and crushed bone on the victim's forehead. "One gives, one takes, one stays." The world tilted. A second heartbeat, a whisper in the skull. "Let go. Be one." Seeing Anna's tears, the victim lunged, knocking over the bowl of fire. The victim ran, branches clawing at their skin, the villagers' howls chasing them. "You must carry us." Stumbling into the road, the victim collapsed against a postal van. Saved. Whether in the dark woods or a hidden village, going alone can invite the terror of the unknown. If you dare to face the real danger hidden in the trends, then you found your home. Subscribe to Terror Tales TV.